building and social impact. Community building and social impact. And with us, we have Miss Phoebe Chukuma. I hope I got that correctly. So, thank you so much, Ma, for joining us today. And while I'm going to, I believe that there is a lot you have to share with us this evening. So, I'm going to be reading a citation to us all. And we have a very, very, very exceptional leader in our midst. Phoebe Chukuma, also known as Mother to Kings, is an exceptional voice coach, advocate, book editor or proofreader, data analyst, public speaker, and personal development enthusiast. She runs an NGO for the boys, Prime Boys Guidance and Support Initiative, that is keen on raising responsible boys with the mantra catch them young. She achieves this through school to school visits, leadership summits, seminars, and mentorship programs. She is convinced that every boy should have a chance of being groomed well, modeled in the right path, and should never be left to himself to figure out life. She trusts that by grooming boys rightly, a balanced society can be achieved. She also incorporates fathers who are the first role models to these boys and educates them of being a replica of what they teach their boys and not just tongue talking fathers. She has been able to reach out to over 2,000 boys in various states in Nigeria. She is an inspirational public speaker who speaks to inspire especially the younger generation. She has spoken in various events, both physically and virtually. In line with this, she currently concluded a summer training program for boys in secondary schools to help them develop their communication and public speaking skills. This training is aimed at helping boys grow and build their confidence in public speaking, communication, and personal development, which in turn will enable them thrive in the digital world. She never jokes with personal development and believes that the best investment anyone can have is that done to improve themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as we make welcome Miss Phoebe Chukuma. Thank you so much for coming, Ma. We are so glad to have you, and we trust that we're going to be learning a lot this evening. And even while every other person catches the replay, we are very sure that they're going to be learning a lot also. So, permit me to open the floor
Okay.
to you now.
Good evening,
Thank you for
everybody.
joining
Can
us.
you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Ma. Thank you.
Good evening. It's so beautiful to be here. Thank you so much. I'm so glad, and it's a privilege to share with you from my little wealth of knowledge. Thank you, Dr. Latte, for having me. Thank you so much. So today we are going to be talking about community building and social impact. For me, this is a very interesting one because the world literally revolves around community building and social impact. Like I have been introduced. My name is Phoebe Chukuma, and by the grace of God, I am the founder and the convener of Prime Boys Guidance and Support Initiative. Right? So I am a boys coach. Yes, I am the lady amidst boys. Yeah, so what has helped me build this community? What had helped me be in the space where I am is because of I value community building and social impact. So let's get right into it. I want us to know that everything thrives within a community. Everything, good or bad or in between good and bad. Okay, it's either white or black. There is no in between. Everything thrives better within a community. So you are able to connect with me because there is a community connecting us. Like there is a community that is revolving around us, right? So everything thrives better within a community. And let's just get right into it. What is a community, or what is community building? Community building is just simply raising people of like minds. That is what community building is. Please, if you at any point you can't hear me, let me know, so that, because I know that the network is like, it's there are hitches in the there's hitches in the network. So community building is simply raising people of like minds. And what is social impact? Social impact is creating or simply positive change that we create by building meaningful communities. So I believe that community building is the vehicle that fuels social. So social impact is, or maybe we could say social impact is the aftermath result of building communities, right? And that is what it is. So when you build communities, the aftermath impact, or the aftermath result, is social impact. Now, when we talk about social impact, what we should focus, or social impactors, the most, it's social impactors, or in, yeah, impactors, if I should say that. If there's a word like that, but I doubt if there's a word like that. But people who are into social impact, they do it mostly for fulfillment more than mere profit. These are things we should take note about today. Social impact is not about the gains, what will come back to you. Somebody is raising a thumbs up for you. No. Social impactors normally go into social impact because of the fulfillment, and they are called social impact entrepreneurs, right? So it is being done, social impact is majorly done because of fulfillment and purpose, right? So social impact is more of fulfillment or purpose than just mere profit. So let me tell you a brief personal story, because I like to share my story a lot. My story is unique, just like every other person's story is unique. I am just like every other young girl out there who grew up. Maybe, okay, permit me to rephrase. I'm not like every other young girl out there, because I know we all have different priorities and all. So I grew up wanting to always advocating for the girl child. I'm a lover of my gender, and I wanted to just advocate for the girl child. But along the line, purpose started to call. And permit me, I am a Christian. I am a God Christian. And when God started to speak to me about the boys, I was like, no, sir, no, you can be calling me to that area, sir. Please let me just focus on my gender. And permit me to say, I do not like boys. Not like love, but I just like, don't worry, they can figure out life by themselves. The same way a lot of people are feeling right now about the boys. That was the same way I felt years ago. They can figure out life by themselves. So they can just be on their own. Let me focus on the girl child. That was all I wanted to do, to be honest. I knew I was going to be an advocate at some point, but I didn't know I was ever going to venture into the boy child advocacy. And I remembered 3 years ago when this vision started to come, I personally told God, I cannot do it. I am not going. No send me this kind of work, I beg you. But I'm telling you the story to bring out what community building can do for you. But I remember that when it became strong in my heart and it was obvious that this is your why for existence, this is your purpose, this is your mission on earth, I reached out to very close people. Remember that your communities, we're going to see that later, that your communities, they must be people of like minds. You cannot be going to Lagos and the person you are building a community with is somebody that wants to go to Kafancha. They are two different routes, right? And I remember that I reached out to some persons, my very close ally. I call them a circle of influence. And I called them that fateful Saturday morning. I was like, there is something that wants to kill your sister, or there's something that wants to kill this friend of yours. Please, let's talk about it. And they were like, okay, let's fix a meeting. And we fixed the meeting very fast. And then I spoke to them. I told them this is what God was laying in my heart. This was the vision I was seeing, and the dots started to make a line. I didn't know that God has been speaking to me about this thing like years, long before I even saw there was already burning bushes, there were already signs littered around before I now saw the real thing. And then before you knew it, they were like, okay, no problem. I was like, I cannot do these things. And funny enough, most of this my circle of influence are male. So that was the good thing about it. And they were like, okay, yes, we can hold you by the hand and everything. And I remembered I said something to them. Phoebe is just the visionaire. Phoebe is not the one that carries the mantle alone. I am just the person who saw the vision. But right now, you would see the vision with me. I am just the first person, I'm just the source. And then I built this community. And to be honest, we've done so well with social impact by the grace of God, and we've given back to this society. Like, we've impacted more lives than we could ever imagine by the grace of God, right? Imagine I had not built that community. Imagine I've not shared my vision. Imagine they had not even bought that vision with me, right? So there will be no community building, there will be no social impact. I want you to keep this in mind, that community building is the vehicle that fuels social impact. If there is no community building, I bet you there is no social impact. Another story I want to tell you is about Tom's shoes, right? And I was going through your curriculum and I saw Tom's shoes. I know I bumped into Tom's shoes stories way back, like sometime years ago. And when I read it, I didn't know so much about community impact. That's like over 10, 15 years, yes, ago. And I know I didn't know so much about community impact. So I was looking at this thing like, okay, I just read it and I just felt this was somebody doing charity work. Now, the man practiced a one by one model, right? And for every one shoe that is sold in Tom's, he gives out one free. And where did he start? He started by seeing people, children in Argentina while traveling, they weren't having shoes. And that struck him. That he started Tom shoes. Unless you don't know those shoes. And then he started Tom shoes. And for every one shoe that is sold or that had been sold and would ever been sold, if they are being truthful, and one person gets to wear a shoe. So imagine I go to buy two Tom shoes. I have indirectly giving two shoes to people I do not know, to children I don't know where they reside, to children I don't know anything about them. So that is what community building can do. And record has it that he has been able to, yes, the person who started Tom Shoes, his name is Blake Maikoshe. I pray I'm pronouncing it very well. Blake Maikoshe. And it started in 2006. And record has it that he has been able to directly and positively impact the lives of 100 million children. Come on, come on, come on. 100 million from 2006. 2006 till now is, say, how many years? 18 years. And in 18 years, he's been able to directly impact 100 million children. So 100 million children have had shoes because you and I have patronized Tom shoes. Come on, give it up for yourself. Yes, you may not have patronized Tom shoes, but someone else somewhere is patronizing Tom shoes, right? Yeah. So that is what social impact, that is what community building does. And the thing is, he had partnered with a lot of organizations, so many organizations. That is community building. And then the result of community building, like I said earlier on, the result of community building, which is social impact, has directly impacted 100 million people or 100 million children. And it is also said, record also has it that one third of all the profits made in the
that is beautiful. That is what community building does. Now we live in a world that is not too sane, but some of in another way around it is sane because some persons have taken it upon themselves to do social works. A lot of NGOs are rising, and a lot of people are trying to see how to make our world a better place, especially those of us that live in this part of the world, the third world countries. And a lot of people are just trying to do something now, building communities. I have shared my own story with you. I can be in the confines of, I live in Niger State, though I'm not in Niger State at the moment, and I can just be in Niger State and I call my community and I say, see, we want to do this, we want to do this, we want to do this. And they're like, okay, how do we go about it? What are we doing? And before you know it, this same thing is going to happen in 5, 6 different states across Nigeria, and sometimes even outside Nigeria. That is how beautiful community building can be. Where you would not go, community would go for you. That is one thing you have to know. Where I cannot go, community will go for me. So where me as the convener of the boy child, as a convener of the Prime Boys Initiative cannot go, community is going for me, and the social impact is being felt. There are reports, there are results, and we can smile. We can have a sane community of boys today because somebody somewhere is fueling the community. Is somebody had bought my vision and is fueling it, and there is a social impact returning to us. Now somebody will ask me, why are you into the boy child? Permit me, this is not part of my talk, but I just want to add. Somebody say, why are you into the boy child? And I will always ask them, why not the boy child? If the boys are saying, come on, we will go and sleep, because every vices that we're fighting towards the girl child today is coming from the boy child. So moving on, let me tell you some key elements for community building. You must have a shared vision. Just like I shared mine, I told the people I wanted to build my community with that this is the vision. They bought the vision. They are running with the vision, right? So you must have a shared vision or a shared purpose. So imagine that I want to, let's say, use Tom Shoes, for example. The people partnering with Tom Shoes, he shared his vision to them and they're partnering with him, right? Look at those of us who know Chairs in Slums, which is fostered by what's his name again? The Onokoya, Tunde Onokoya. Imagine Onokoya, sorry if I'm not pronouncing the name well. Imagine that he had not come up to say, okay, I want to use chairs to help the children who are in less privileged area, in the rural area. I want to use chess to help them become knowledgeable. Imagine. And imagine that for when he was playing the chess tournament as the chess-a-thon, for every minute he was playing, people were contributing to educating a child somewhere in that backyard of your village how to play chess. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. He was playing chess for the longest time because he wanted to raise, I think, $1 million where he'll be able to help children who do not have facilities to education to do that. This is the beauty of community building. This is the beauty of community, like social impact, because community building would always, quote me anywhere, good community would always give birth to positive social impact, would always, anywhere, would it always, it would, and the good thing is, it would always outlive the person who started it. It will always outlive. So imagine that you were doing something. Olatoye, she started this and she's looking at raising a group of leaders. It would outlive her because if you are not, even if you feel, oh, after this leadership training or whatever, I'll just get out of this circle, there is a seed that had been sown, right? Before you know it, you are impacting someone somewhere, and you're still sharing your success story. And you're like, oh, it was because I attended this leadership class or course that Dr. Olatoye did, and that's why I was able to learn about community building, and the social impact is thriving. Let me tell you, social impact it travels faster than wildfire, to be honest. You will not even understand how little it can, how big it can be, until boom, you are seeing the impact, and that is how it goes. So when you have a shared vision, you would see that a lot of people are buying into it. A lot of people want to scavenge it more than you. I remember that mid this year we were having a leadership program, and for boys prefect, to organize leadership program in different states for boys prefects, and I could see how my team were carrying it. One of the days I sat down like this and I told myself, Omo, these people have bought this vision more than I am. In fact, sometimes I'll tell them, I know they do again. They'll tell me, no, you will continue to do it. And it's so sweet because of what they bought this vision with me. Imagine they had not bought it. So when you have a shared vision, it's one of the key elements of starting or building a community. Another thing is inclusiveness and diversity. I am a good starter. I am not a good finisher. I'm telling you my whole truth. This is my secret. Please keep my secret for me, yeah? I am a good starter. I'm not a good finisher. But I have guys on my team that they may not be good starters, but finishers, then we must get to the list of, even if it takes our life and our blood, we will get there. Do you understand? So that is the inclusiveness and diversity. Everybody is coming. You know that the beauty of life is in its diversity, right? Imagine everybody were good starters and nobody was a good finisher. Imagine how life would be. Imagine God was not a good finisher. He would have maybe created only our head. He would have not created our legs and our hands. It would have been a very funny sight anyway. And the inclusiveness and the diversity is the beauty. It's one of the key elements. So when you're building a community, make sure you're not just building people who are starters like you. Exactly, you complement each other, who are just on the same lane as you. One of the best gifts you can have is to have the gift of men and people who can foster or see even beyond you. So that is it. The beauty of community is in the inclusiveness and the diversity. Don't now say, me, this person is like, this person doesn't do this person doesn't do that. I may not be so techy, but I have guys who are very techy. I may not be so creative. I have guys who are very creative. I may be a very good planner, and I have people who are finishers. I just have it. I just say, oh, guys, I'm thinking this in my head, and boom, they are carrying it and they are flying with it. These are what you need when you're starting a community. Another thing you need when you're starting a community is active engagement. Make sure that the people you are bringing on board are not passive. They are active people. They could be passive starters, but please, they should not be passive recurrently. They should not be passive continuously, right? They should be an active. Yes, there is that person who just sits and thinks. There is the thinker. There is the person who is the sanguine. There is the choleric. There is a phlegmatic. This is it. So there should just be a blend of everything. There should be an active engagement. Even that person who you think is introvertedly introverted, you should make sure that the person is engaging, is contributing. See, let me tell you, everybody must not be the sanguine Phoebe who is the life of the party, who is there. Some people could just be the, don't worry, it's about this thing, we'll get it done. So far everybody's actively engaging, right? There is something, I don't know how to put this adage. It's a native adage that my parents used to tell me, that they said that when a lot of people gather and urinate in a place, sorry, I don't know how best to put this, but when a lot of people gather and urinate in a place, that the foam is plenty, like it bring out bubbles a lot, right? And what does it mean is when everybody is actively engaged, you will see ideas. Some ideas you'll be like, why did I even think about this? Why didn't I even thought of, why have this thing never crossed my mind? Is because no man is a know-it-all. No man is an embodiment of everything. So as I am like this, like I used to tell my people, Oga, I am not, don't call me boss. We don't do boss and worker here. Just let us just build this community, because as you are helping me, I'm washing your hand, you are washing my own hand. Tomorrow you want to do anything, you want to get a visa, you want to get a scholarship, it is somewhere that, oh, I volunteered for this organization, I can write a recommendation letter for you. Everybody is actively engaging. You yourself, you can recommend me to one big organization to partner with. Do you understand? and we are all actively engaging. So these three components, these three keys are things, are elements that you should be able to build a community with. Make sure that firstly your vision is shared. Everybody is buying to your vision. At least they should see it with you. They may not buy line, hook, and sinker for at the beginning, but at least they should see it with you. They should understand it with you. Secondly, there should be inclusiveness and diversity. Don't go and bring your type of people. There should be somebody that is the pacifier. There's somebody that should be the ginger. There's somebody that should be the hair, and there should be active engagement. Every hand should be on deck. Now, there are some major steps to start a community. First of all, before I started my own community, I identified the need. I knew that I wanted to train boys. I wanted to make help boys. I wanted to mend boys. So I just knew that is the need for now, right? This is what I wanted the community to be. So I told them this is what we are going to be doing. You must identify that need. You must identify this is what you want to do. Spell it out. I cannot come on this call without knowing. Imagine that when you were reading my profile, you say did she no get name? You should be able to You'll be able to tell somebody your name before you tell the person call me my name. Now it's true. You should be able to say this is my name before you now tell somebody to call you your name. So you should be able to identify your need, know what you want first before you now go and build a community. I cannot just go and gather people and come and say, there was something I was trying to do, and let's just think about it. For crying out loud, I've not said anything. So you should be able to identify the need, know where you want them to help you. I cannot say I need help and I'm not saying I don't know where I need the help. Now. So if I need help, I should be able to communicate the area and what kind of help I need. So you should know your need. You should be able to identify your need. Then build partnerships. The truth is no man is a know-it-all, no man is an island. So to be able to start a community, or to be able to grow a community, to be able to grow a community, you must build partnerships. As I am like this, I am looking for the best of. In fact, I want to partner with the UN, like right, with ECOWAS. I want to partner with them, right? So we should be able, because we can't do it all. Rara, you can't do it all. So you'll be able to build partnerships. And when you see your community thriving, make sure you celebrate your success. It's necessary. Make sure you celebrate your success. So let me tell you something about myself. I used to tell myself that I'm an agama lizard. Yes, some people have another philosophy for what I'm about to say, which is biologically true. But for me, this is my own philosophy. You go see, sorry, sometimes I like to speak broken. You go see agama lizard jump down from wall. You go see and they nod their head. I try. I wound though, but I try. I still jump down. I try. Now, biology has it that whenever an agama lizard is nodding his head, it's trying to tell you he's ready to mate or something, right? But for me, my own definition of that agama lizard nodding his head is I try. So give yourself the accolades. Give yourself the give yourself a win. You could just do very small thing. You think is small, is somebody's wish and dream, to be honest. It's somebody I remember this year, after we finished some of our major projects, I was still feeling that imposter syndrome of, come on, small girl, now you do all these things. And I was speaking to a friend of mine, and he said to me, Phoebe, if I can, I'm quoting, if I can do half of what you have done this year, I will be satisfied. And I'm like, whoop. I'm saying I've not done anything. And somebody is saying, if I can do half of what you've done this year, I'll be satisfied. And I'm like, are you serious? Then I now crossed one milestone, and it was that one I was not trying to celebrate. My friend now said, no, now this one you're ever trying to celebrate, the ones you've done, the ones you pulled by yourself, were times 100, times a million to this one you're celebrating. But when you did that one, imposter syndrome wanted to finish you. And then when I reiterated, I knew that of a truth, I have done noble for myself. And to be honest, I had to take out time. Aside that I had time to say, God, thank you for what you've done through me, I had to also take out time to celebrate my success. So when you build your community and you get the result, which is social impact, please take out time to celebrate yourself, check out your community, send them recharge cards, tell them I love you, you no go die. Yeah, tell them I love you, you no go die. So even if it is you a lady to a guy to a lady, tell them I love you, you've tried. In fact, I used to call one of my community member my destiny helper. Whenever I calls him that, he will say no. Like whenever I'm calling him on the phone, I'll say, my destiny helper. Anytime you see me post about him, that's what I used to say, my destiny helper. Because to be honest, I cannot pull this by myself. I know I needed these guys to pull it through, and they've always showed up with their busy schedules. So celebrate your wins. You too, sit down at a shawarma joint or a pizza joint, bring out that 12,000 and tell yourself, I try. Beat your chest, say, I try. Even if you were able to just speak to one person. And while I close, let me just give you this story. I remember when I started off with the boy child stuff, one of my uncles that I used to hold in very high esteem, that I thought was going to support me and everything, he called me one day, and after he finished reminding me how I'm a lady and I shouldn't go into the boys stuff and all of that and all of that, I remember he said, asked me something. He said, what will you term success? And I told him, for me, okay, that was not on a call. I think it was on a chat. So I had to think. I said, what will I really term success on this journey? I said, that one boy child that will turn a new leaf for me is success. Now, look at how I drew the pyramid in my mind. I said, that one boy will go out and change two boys. Those two boys will change two boys each. Those two, which is how many now? That one that I changed, we changed two, which is three. That two now, we go and change two each. 3 plus 4, 7. You see the pyramid is growing. That 7 will go and bring me two others, 14. The pyramid is growing legs and tentacles. So that was what I termed success. So let me tell you, don't keep your success at the high and the mighty. Term success, exactly, geometric progression. Who is this, my mathematics student? Exponential result. Thank you. This statistics term, yeah, thank you. So this is what I term success. So for me, I have seen my success. I defined what success is to me. That is why I can boldly celebrate my small wins, for God's sake. So when you are starting off a community, ask yourself, are what do you term success? What would you term success? What are your success goals? Then you now start to work on it. So when you see anything that looks like it or that success in it, you would celebrate it. Then I would take my bow with this quote by Helen Perry, Helen Keller. She said, alone we can do so little, so emphasis on so little, but together we can do so much. I will take that again. Helen Keller said, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. I remain my humble self, Phoebe. Thank you for having me. And I'm sure that with this small point of mine, I've been able to convince you and convince you again that building community is equal to making social impact. Thank you again. Thank you and thank you. Such a beautiful time to be here.
Thank
Thank you, Dr.
you.
Olatoye. Thank you, Simus Oluwa. Thank you, all of you, for being here. It's my privilege. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Ma. In fact, I don't know how to catch my words right now, but I'm going to try. Thank you so much, Ma. You said something. You said something about a little how, a little what. We've learned a whole lot. I believe everybody here can testify to the fact that we've taken on it, but I would not want to assume, so I would want maybe one or two people to give me that thing that struck them during this, life coaching call. What's that thing? I know there's a lot everybody wants to say, so please, because of our time, just you know say one or two things. I'm going to leave the floor open. Okay, someone is raising a hand. Thank you, Glory.
All right, good evening, everybody. Wow, hi. I'm really, really so blessed. It was just like she was speaking to me directly, and thank you so much. Like, I'm so, so grateful to God for at least bringing me to join this section tonight. Not me just listening to the replay section, but being able to speak directly to you. But thanks so much. Yeah, actually, one of those things she said was that you must get to know yourself. Me personally, just like what she said, I'm a good starter. What I mean is that I have a lot of journals, a lot of books where I've written visions upon visions, and I I've gotten to realize over the years I start feeling so well, but along the line, the energy, the do is not
Sorry, am I
just
the only
there
one that
for me.
cannot hear you very well? I think your voice, Salawu. Sorry, Salawu, I can't hear you so
Okay,
well. I think your voice is so low.
can you hear me
I
now?
can actually hear you, but I'm struggling to hear you.
Wow. Can
I don't know if
anyone hear
I'm
me
the
now?
only one, no, but
We
I
can
think.
hear you, Bob. Can you move closer to your mic so that we can hear you clearly?
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yes, it's a little better.
Okay, I said one of those things you mentioned tonight. Just it's actually similar to your own story. Like I am a good starter. Like I have a lot of journals, books, whereby I've written a lot of visions upon visions. So over the years, I got to discover that once I start some projects along the line, the zeal and energy is not always the same as the way I started out. So community building and reaching out to like-minded people, just like you said, really helps so much. Just one person cannot do it. Like the impact will not be visible. It cannot even be obvious for people out there, let alone blessing other lives. So that's one of those points I really hold on to. Like me getting getting reminded that okay, this is who I am. Not neglecting my own part of my weakness, but being able to complement it with my strengths and reaching out to other people out there to do the impact journey together. Thank you so much, Ma.
Thank
Thank you so
you,
much,
thank you, thank you.
Glory.
I know, I think you can continue.
Thank you so much, Miss
Oh
Phoebe.
my.
Thank you so much.
I know he's having network glitch. I can see she's speaking, but we're not hearing her. But
Sorry, can you hear me now?
okay, yes, you're back. You're back.
Oh, I'm sorry about
No
that.
problem.
I was saying that is there another person who was okay? I can see Simbolua raising her hand. All right, you have the floor now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma. This session was on fire. Let me just say that it's really inspired me, and I really like the part where you talked about have like people complementing each other in a community. That illustration was really profound, and I just want to say that I think it's very important that we all have people that complement us because like like Mr. Lau said, I am a good starter. I I literally have ideas running through my mind every time, but there are some people that can help you carry that vision, buy into that vision, and help you see it to the end. You, the person that brings up the idea, is rare to see them really taking it to the end, but it's important that we have people that would help us buy into it and make sure that literally we just need firelighters that can help us take that vision to the end. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This session was really, really mind blowing for me. I don't know, mind blowing might sound cliche, but that was really what it was for me. Like, I was just learning a lot. Sorry, can we hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So, this session for me, a whole lot of things stood out for me. And one thing that, everything points to for me is, selflessness. It takes an art of selflessness for you to want to look beyond yourself, help people, look at Tom's shoes. They're not doing it for the profit. I'm sure Miss Phoebe is not doing what she's doing for the boys for her profit. She's just doing it because it comes from a place of, social impact. She wants to do something for the community. So most times, what needs to fuel our passion is selflessness. You know, if we are selfless enough to want to reach out to people, to want to make a positive impacts now in other people's lives, we would it would be an easy start for us. And I think that was my key takeaway tonight. Like, just come to just help, wanted to rest. Okay, Dr. B, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to end. Like I was also raising my hand. So
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. So that that particular point stood out for me. And then community building. It comes from a place of, as we can see, we can't do it alone. Like Miss Phoebe rightly said, you cannot want to carry the community, the project on your head. There's a point of networking, and I think that's where I that thing was talking to my head like this. Like, this is where you need to work on. There is a point of building meaningful relationships, leveraging on relationships, such that there is you not necessarily transactional, but there is a flow of values coming from you. She mentioned something about reaching out to a circle of influence. I don't know if you remember that. And that must have, she was second guessing the fact that, oh, I'm into girls' advocacy. And I don't know what's God saying about boys. But she had to reach out to a circle of influence. And we need that kind of circle in our lives. We need a circle where we can rub minds together. I remember the session with Mr. Victor. He mentioned something like this too, that we have to come to a point whereby we can speak our ideas to like-minded people, and then from that speaking comes birthing. So, Dr. Bolu, you can have the floor, ma. Thank you.
okay, thank you so much. Thank you everyone. Special thanks to Miss Phoebe. Thank you so much for the session. Was really profound, was mind blowing. I know these words might sound cliche, but that's just the truth about this session. Was really mind blowing. Thank you so much. You delivered exactly what we needed because we've been taking on different sessions following the curriculum of this training, right? And coming into community impact and social building now, right from the previous session when we spoke on our own self, the self-confidence and all, and coming into this is just exactly what we needed, how we need to take off like boom as a leader, and you delivered on that. We're so grateful. Thank you so much. I must say that I personally learned a whole lot from partnership to celebrating yourself, celebrating your team members, to building a community and leading on to social impact. It's really, really stood out for me. And I must say that every of these tips are useful tips that would drive social impact, because you can't drive social impact all on your own. There is little to what you can do. Just like Miss Phoebe said, while she was speaking, when she said social impact travels faster than wildfire. And it's true. The example of the Tom shoe she gave is a very good example to see how much what we can build as a community can travel so much to impact lives, right? We can also see it in, even in the government intentionally imposing that many organizations, top organizations, should perform their corporate social responsibility, because they know how much interest they gain can also lead to producing so much in the community. So you're not just getting from the community, you're also impacting back to them, right? So like this just shows us that it's a framework that works. It's something that works. It's something that drives change. It's something that drives change. And when you now take it on with the passion that God has put inside of you as a change maker, you see that you are making impact. And just like Miss Phoebe said, it's definitely going to outlast you. It's going to outlive you. And that's such a beautiful thing to see. You can see industries that have existed for years and see how much impact it's having on people living right in this generation and even the generations to come. So thank you so so much for this session, Miss Phoebe. We're really grateful. I'll hand it over back to Antomiwa. Hanu. Hi Hanu, can you hear me?
Yes, sorry, I think it's the network.
Okay.
I was okay. All right, so thank you so much, Miss Phoebe. We had an amazing session, and I want to believe that everyone who missed out would have a replay of this session, and then they are going to know what they missed during the live coaching call. So thank you so much, ma. We really appreciate
We'd like to
taking
ask
out
if
time
she has
to.
the last word
I don't
for
know.
us. I don't know. Before we wrap
Yeah.
up, I just
Do you
wanted.
have any? Yeah. Ma, do you have anything you like to tell us, like before you go?
Oh, thank
Okay, somebody said she has a question. Please ask.
you.
Salawu, if you want to type your question, you can. If you want to unmute your mic and speak, you can. Okay, while
Okay,
I
thank you so much.
don't have a
Can I
coffee water,
now?
because I believe I'm going to still see you some of the time. I'm going to still hear from you some of the time, right? So to be honest,
Definitely.
first off, I would still continue to say thank you. Okay,
Yeah,
somebody was
Glory,
trying to speak.
can you ask your question?
Okay, thank you
Okay,
so much. Am I
so
audible?
I was trying to say that I'll still say thank you for. Okay, you can ask. You can, please.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, my question actually, I wanted to audit, but I really want to be expressive about it because I'm also a Christian and few days ago I had like a retreat
I
in which
I
I did.
really still can't hear you. I wish you can talk louder. I can't. I still can't hear you. I wish you can speak up louder, please. Okay. Okay. So while we wait for her to type, or maybe I think it's the network. Yes, I think it's her network. Okay. Do you want to
Okay,
speak?
can anyone hear me now?
Yes, I think it's better. Yeah, it's better.
Okay, I said I have a question. Actually, I was trying to hold it, but I just want to be expressive about it. Yes, I'm a Christian, and few days ago I had like a retreat in which I received some specific instructions from God, and I was able to jot them down. The way I jot them down, I was able to put like deadlines to them. Okay, this particular thing I'm going to do this so day. So getting back to school, I discovered that how would I put it? I felt like I'm losing the kind of energy I had while receiving those kind of instructions. I even plan to have like a meditative walk tomorrow just to think that what's really happening, because this kind of goals are things that normally I should have done maybe 2 years ago when I gained admission in school. So being in my third year now, I just really can't place it. There are two particular visions in my mind right now. Like, what do you think I should do? But when you were speaking, I just like it came so strongly within me that I really need to get an accountable mentor, like someone I can really reach out to. Okay, maybe day to day or weekly progress about this thing. What actually can you advise me to do? Please, thank you.
Okay, if I should, do you know I'm smiling because you've answered the question. That's why I'm smiling. You actually have answered your question. Can you hear me well? You've actually answered your question because you already knew you need somebody you need to be accountable to. Now, okay, I say I'm a good starter, but finisher. Ah, wow. I'm a good finisher too. Like I'm a very good finisher. But you know when I say but, it will take prayer, fasting, binding the devil to finish. So most of my very close allies are good finishers. They are not good starters. And forget this smiling face. When it comes to accountability, you will see, you know that time when you're quarreling, you say, if not because of God, you will see the other side of me. When it comes to accountability, you will see the other side of me. With God, oh, not without God. You still see the other Christian side of me, but not this smiling face. Right? So I have friends who are good finishers. So me, I am a good starter and I'm very good with accountability. So when I just tell my friends, as I am like this, I already have friends that we have already fixed a date before the end of next week where we are going to talk about our 2025 plans. And let me tell you, they are not smiling. Before, I was the one that used to hold them accountable. Now, they are not smiling. Like when you tell them you want to do this thing, they will be. I have friends that call me 365 days in a year, and we are not calling to gossip, we are not calling to chat. They are calling to ask you, Phoebe, have you done that thing you said you were going to do? And for everything I tell them I'm going to do, we don't used to say, I will do this. Put deadline, put dates. Let it be you did not even meet up with that date. It's better you start and you can't meet up than you did not even start at all. So my dear Glory, what you're going to do, I know it's not easy juggling school and accomplishing a vision or a mission or a project or a purpose or whatever. Get somebody that can hold you accountable, that will not look at your face, that will not collect bribe from you. Bribe I mean is maybe when you do emotional blackmail 2 times, person will say, don't worry now. Get somebody like that can hold you accountable, that can call you by 2 a.m. and wake you up from that sweet dream where you're about to win a lottery and ask you if you've done it. Those are the kind of persons you need. So if you are like me, but let me tell you, like I said, I'm a good finisher too. But the only thing that makes me finish well is when I remember that somebody is going to ask me. And I do not like, my words are my bonds. And I do not like to go back on my word. So when in fact, if I cannot finish, now me go first send you message that sorry, because of so and so, I cannot finish. I am not giving an excuse, oh, but I would finish at so and so time. So this is me now being accountable, and because of that, I can now finish well. To be honest, pray for that person. That person is around you. You may not know the person. It may be with somebody you're not even taking serious. That's the funny part about it. It could be somebody you think the person don't even get where they go for this life. Just pray about it. Be sincere. Be open to God. Talk to talk to people, friends that you know that you are going the same way with. Shared vision. Remember. So just talk to somebody that can hold you accountable. That's it. So once you get that person or those people, they should be at least one, but not more than three, because sometimes too much of here and there can be confusing. Then tell somebody you know that can keep tabs on you. And you know another thing, try to keep tabs on somebody. Yeah, is a very work. See, when you want to be if you want to be accountable to somebody, let somebody be accountable to you. Yes. So when the person is reporting himself to you or herself to you that have not done it, you too, you go, your conscience will prick you that, but you too, you've not met up with your daily tasks. How far? So when you are trying to scold the person for not meeting up with their daily tasks, your spirit, the Holy Spirit will now remind you, but you said you have not met up with your daily tasks. So how far you? Yeah. So that, I think it works that way. I think that's another thing that has helped me. So if you are keeping tabs on somebody should be keeping tabs. Intentionally be, maybe one of your friends self, the person did not say be my accountability partner. One of your friends just told you, I want to write a book in the first quarter of 2025. Maybe twice every month, you ask the person, how many chapters have you written? How far have you gone? Can I have a glimpse into the book? When the person now say, kai, na 21 course I dey do this semester, you will now remember that even you too, you were going to give that same excuse. And imagine how it will pain you giving that same excuse to the person you're accountable to. So just intentionally keep tabs on someone. I think that would help you. If that is fine and there is no more question, I think I will say my closing words and we'll call it a night. Thank you. Did I answer your question, Glory? Glory, did I answer your question?
Yes, ma. Thank you so much, ma.
Okay, I want to believe I did. So for me, thank you. I had a beautiful time. As I spoke to you, to be honest, I spoke to myself too, because like I really, okay, thank you. You're welcome there. So I really had to look at myself, go through my life, and be sure that what I want to dish out is what I have practiced, is what I know, is what I have put in check and in place. And by the grace of God, I can, maybe not 100%, but at least I have an A plus plus. Yeah, over 80%. This is something I have, and that is why I share my story. There are still more of my stories I was going to share, or I would have loved to share, but for time constraints, I had to share the most important one. So make sure that as you leave this call, let's do the 48-hour rule. The 48 hours rule states that I'm not stating it clearly. I don't know who made the rule, but this is a rule that I know that had worked over time and over centuries. I don't know who made the rule. The 48 hours rule states that anything you hear it in 48 hours, it is likely you may never practice it again. Let me say it this time, but slowly. The 48 hours rule says that anything you hear and do not practice it, or you do not put in practice, or do not start to practice in 48 hours after hearing, it is likely you may never practice that thing again. So what am I trying to say? You've heard about community building. As I'm speaking right now, take a book, take a pen, and write the name of 5 people in your life that you feel that you're on the same destination with.
I'm going to say this for the next 2 minutes, and I'm sure you should write 5 people. Write 5 people in your life that you feel you are on the same journey with, or that you feel are living a purposeful life. When I mean you're on the same journey, they may not be, maybe God has called you to be a speaker, God has called you to be a pastor. They may not be in the pastoral journey with you, but they are on the road to purpose, or they wish to live purposefully, right? So write the name of 5 persons. I've said this for 1 minute already. 2 minutes will soon be gone. Write the name of 5 persons that you know around you that are on the same journey with you, accessible. And from this night, intentionally start to reach out to them and tell them, I want to do this. Maybe not all of them, maybe two amongst the 5. I want to do this. Keep tabs on me. If you think they are good finishers, tell them I have problem with finishing. Can you hold me accountable for this? The year is almost ended, but we still have over 40 days to go. So you can still do something, darling. So make sure you start from now and start to build community. Disclaimer: community is not a group, oh, it's not a WhatsApp group. I'm sure that I did not in any way say community is a WhatsApp group or a Telegram group. Community is not a Telegram group, or it's not a WhatsApp group. Community is wherever you thrive better. So you could want to open a WhatsApp group to for easy communication, fine. But that I'm in a WhatsApp group doesn't mean I'm in a community. Oh, I beg you, in the name of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Me like this, I detest groups a lot. So please, I'm sure we've written, I said this thing for 2 minutes, so I'm sure you have written 5 people. Another thing, if you don't have 5 persons in your life that are on the way to success, that are trying to live purposefully, I think you need a retreat. Please, throughout tomorrow, don't go out, don't eat till you hear God tell you those 5 people. Because to be honest, and you have like 1,000 contacts and you don't have 5 people, I'll leave it here. I will not say anything, but I pray that the Lord is going to expand this word I've said in our hearts because I don't know why you don't have people. I'm looking, this is the point where I have to do like this. I have to draw my glasses down like the old headmaster. So thank you very much. So get the 5 people, start to reach out to them from this night, 48 hours. Them. Glory, this is particularly to you. I'm sure you have written down your 5 persons. Reach out to them this night and tell them what you want to do. Maybe not all of them, or maybe two, and tell them to hold you accountable. I'm sure you would know if they are good finishers or they are good starters. So you could also have starters in your space if you're a starter and you will thrive. The only thing is that you people come together and tell yourselves that we are holding ourselves accountable. And once you are doing that, you will thrive. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me again. I'm super grateful. It's so beautiful to have shared with you. Thank you, Dr. B. Thank you, Anu. Thank you, everyone that had been on the call. Even those that have left, thank you again.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much, Ma. Thank you everyone for joining. I hope we've learned a lot and then there's a lot to take home. And please let us utilize the 48 hours rule. I've already written a lot of things down and I'm sure I'm going to like make sure that I don't go back on my dedication to this. So thank you so much, Ma. Thank you everyone. And Dr. B, do you have anything to say? All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a lovely night. Bye.
Good night. Bye.